tired of
keeping secrets through Blake and Deadpool
all of these secrets.
I know.
News that Marvel had decided to sue Blake Lively left devoted fans absolutely floored. Although the company usually stays away from public disputes, especially with major stars, this move suddenly felt like a massive turning point. According to quiet rumors, the lawsuit was sparked by Blake's supposed misuse of confidential Deadpool info for her own gain, pointing to a possible leak of secret details aimed at changing the narrative around her other escalating conflicts. Supporters of both Blake and Deadpool wrestled with the idea that the actress, once applauded for her friendly image, could have dug so far into Marvel's guarded material that the studio felt forced to step in. As the particulars of Blake's standoff with Justin surfaced, whispers also surfaced that Ryan's resources, and, by extension, Marvel's top-secret creations, may have been tapped to strengthen Blake's stance. Even though the thought of harnessing Deadpool-related intel to steer media attention or sabotage another person seemed almost impossible to believe, the gossip mill kept buzzing. Marvel's legal team quietly sifted through evidence suggesting Blake might have divulged confidential tidbits about upcoming Deadpool storylines or projects to divert the intense scrutiny surrounding her quarrel with Justin. Everything shifted from speculation to a full-on legal firestorm. When Marvel finally filed an official lawsuit, in a carefully worded public statement, the studio said someone had knowingly mishandled highly protected material linked to a tentpole property. Marvel didn't initially name Blake outright, but people close to the situation quickly confirmed it was her. Insiders hinted that Marvel thought she had either leaked or hinted she might leak Deadpool's secrets in a calculated bid to mask or outshine damaging press tied to her professional battles. Instant shockwaves rippled through the entertainment scene. Marvel had never so openly pursued legal action against an actor's partner, especially someone so closely attached to a key franchise. This wasn't some run-of-the-mill case about contract hiccups or missed deadlines. Instead, it involved alleged sabotage from the inside, someone in close proximity to the face of the very property at stake. Observers noted that if Marvel's claims were accurate, it spelled a dramatic collapse of trust between the studio and the Reynolds Lively household. Blake's team promptly hit back, denying any wrongdoing. They insisted she never had access to genuine Deadpool secrets and therefore couldn't have leaked anything. Calling the lawsuit baseless and punitive, they accused Marvel of making her a scapegoat for larger leaks happening within the company. But that confident denial clashed with a flood of raw messages from her dispute with Justin. Messages suggesting she felt comfortable using behind-the-scenes influence whenever it suited her aims. Suddenly, followers and industry commentators began wondering just how far Blake might have been willing to go. Even Ryan's trademark sense of humor got overshadowed by the turbulence. Normally quick to crack jokes on social media, he went uncharacteristically silent. Some believed he was stepping back to plan a defense, while others guessed he felt torn because the accused individual was his own wife. Would he stand by Blake in public and risk trouble with Marvel, or side with Marvel's concerns and potentially undermine his marriage? Each day brought fresh complications, with no clues emerging from either Ryan or the studio about whatever private talks they were having. Marvel's legal filing hinted at possible breaches of confidentiality, economic harm, and contractual violations. Though the company stayed mum on the exact compensation or remedies sought, analysts figured it might involve a hefty payout and an injunction to stop any further leaks of prized intel. A looming threat of depositions hovered overhead. If the case advanced, legal teams could request phone records, texts, and emails from both Blake and Ryan to see if Marvel's insider facts had indeed been used as leverage. With the dispute so personal, the odds of more private communications going public seemed almost certain. Suddenly, Hollywood recognized that the original friction, Blake versus Justin, was turning into something that could reshape high-wattage alliances. Could Ryan continue as the face of Deadpool if his wife was accused of undermining the brand? Could the franchise realistically push on with Ryan in the lead if Marvel's relationship with Blake grew hostile? These questions sparked both sensational headlines and serious contemplation. Meanwhile, fans split into opposing camps. Some found it impossible to believe Blake would deliberately sabotage a property that had reignited Ryan's career, taking him from comedic roles to a top-tier action comedy superstar. Why would she risk damaging that winning formula? As the legal wrangling dragged on, one thing became more and more obvious. The outcome might not only shift Blake's path, but also Deadpool's. Marvel typically plans far in advance, intertwining characters and plots across multiple films. If the trust in Ryan eroded, or if the studio decided it needed to reconsider his place, viewers might witness a huge pivot. The wisecracking anti-hero famous for meta humor could disappear or be recast, throwing an entire sub-franchise into turmoil. Fans, for their part, struggled with mixed emotions. Many loved Blake's earlier roles and her friendly, stylish, seemingly unguarded public persona. At the same time, they revered Marvel and the snarky Deadpool image that catapulted Ryan into blockbuster territory. Seeing the studio lock conflict and a legal clash with the actress complicated everyone's loyalties, especially since both sides were equally cherished for different reasons. Online debates raged. Was Marvel going too far, or was the studio justified in defending its fiercely protected empire? For good or ill, Marvel has drawn a firm line in the sand by taking Blake to court. No matter how adored an actor or their inner circle might be, the secrets that fuel an entire cinematic universe are not something to mess around with, and crossing that boundary can spark a backlash intense enough to engulf even the brightest stars. The tension, for now, remains sky high.